Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you around the most valued and highly respected building in Vietnam called the Ho Chi Minh Museum. This building is the largest in Vietnam, located in Hanoi in Ba Dinh Square. It is 26.1 meters high and 41.2 meters wide. This place serves as the resting place of Vietnamese revolutionary leader and President Ho Chi Minh. Every day, hundreds of both locals and foreigners do gather here to learn about the history of this great man. This uniquely built mustard yellow three-story house surrounded by a lush garden and an orchard was constructed by famous French architect Auguste Henry in 1906. It was meant to house the French governor of Indochina, but after Vietnam attained its independence, when President Ho Chi Minh was asked to move in, the exemplary and humble leader refused to do so for symbolic reasons. He believed that the house was too luxurious to live in while the people of Vietnam were homeless and starving. So Uncle Ho requested to be built a stilt house in the garden instead. But unfortunately, Uncle Ho Chi Minh's request to live in a stilt house was straightaway rejected by the Vietnamese members of the committee, who thought that a stilt house would be too basic for their great hero to live in. He was instead built this simpler but decent house where he lived from 1954, giving the house its name 54 until 1958. Fishing was one of President Ho Chi Minh's hobbies, so they decided to build him this lavish fish pond near his house. House 54 had one small bedroom, and inside this bedroom you'll find only one tiny bed, a wardrobe, a table, and a chair. As a man who cared so much about his health, this was where the president always had his vegetable soup from. Sometimes with friends, but other times with people that he worked with. As hard as it is to believe, and as simple as it is, this teeny tiny room served as the president's office, in which he made all the important decisions concerning the country. You could also tell from the pictures on his wall that this great man drew his inspiration from some of the ancient Russian leaders. However, his dream of living in a stilt house came true when House 54 became too hot to live in as the weather conditions became unbearable for his health. He later moved to this house built from wooden materials where he lived from 1958 until 1969. This place is a house supported mostly by natural wooden stilts. Inside the house, there are wooden materials everywhere, a ground wooden floor where Uncle Ho used to welcome visitors, a wooden table with many small wooden and bamboo chairs, etc. The area surrounding the house has so many green plants and trees, which creates enchanting and peaceful airy space. Uncle Ho had a great love for poems and nature, so he built a simple stilt house to satisfy his love for that. But he also loved the feeling of living in the middle of nature. Later in the year 1969, after the president's health began deteriorating rapidly, he was then moved to this greenhouse in which he only slept for 9 days before he passed away. So this revolutionary leader, who was never married, nor had children, served as Vietnam's president for 24 years from 1945 to 1969. Among other things, inside the museum are numerous temples and pagodas. But the one which stands out is the one-pillar pagoda named for its unique architecture. This entire shrine is built on a single pillar which is planted in the middle of a lotus pond. The one-pillar pagoda represents a lotus flower growing up from the water, which is also a national flower of Vietnam. This monument is not only a famous tourist attraction, but also a religious place for local pilgrims. This over 50 years old museum has its own form of excitement and charm, from offering visitors a place for refreshment to having tons of souvenir shops where tourists can buy local handmade items from. Thank you so much guys for watching this video, and if you'd like to support my channel, please give this video a huge thumbs up. Also, do not forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet already. I will see you in my next video. Ciao.